collateral damage, but I'ma pay homage. I remember listening to music when I was in college. Even when I was young, I was always seeking the knowledge, daydreaming of my wife's thighs, cause I love the fraudage. No cap, I'ma always keep it solid. Niggas asking me for crypto even though I lost my wallet. My clients, schizophrenic and psychotic. That's why my relationship with them is symbiotic. Nas said he remains flyest in the fat canias. I don't know what that means, but I pray to the most highest.
We must pay homage to him.
You know you're breaking my heart.
Yo, the manifesto, peep the manifesto. I'm flying on a plane from the north to archipelago. Your life's were bought in gold, even though it's hot and cold.
I hope so.
What's going on, everybody? How you feeling out there? Yeah. Been grinding. Yeah, man. That's crazy how the Clips made a song called Grinding, and it's just become a part of working man's vernacular. Shout out to the Clips and Neptunes. How y'all feeling, y'all? Yeah? Feeling good? That's marvelous. If you're not feeling so good, I hope you find swift relief. So you could be like, who's that, Future? How you feeling? Sensational. You know what I mean? Yeah, I tell you, man. Yo, I think somebody is really, which is unfortunate and it's kind of sad. I think somebody who you know is a crypto founder that calls himself a giving tree. Yeah, he's self-destructing, man. He is self-destructing. Something going on. Like he's self-destructing like Mission Impossible, the old school cassette tape, Mission Impossible. When the team would play that tape for the next mission, then at the end of that mission, the tape recorder just like starts to get, smoked and burnt out. Yeah, that's your man. Yeah, that's your man. Hey, listen, this is why it's not what you do, it's how you do it, bruh. Like, been ill-advised, miss it, and like just not even advice. Who's advising this guy on anything? You don't feel like he needs advice. Him? Man, got it figured out. Didn't you know? He's king of crypto. Right. I tell you, it's bad. It's nasty work. For people, listen, it's nasty work. Watching somebody who clearly has a talent. Showed examples of how you can really help people, make people, find themselves in a situation where they don't even have to work anymore. They can retire. They can pay their debts off, right? They can just amass a certain level of wealth where their lives changed financially. Like, if you were able to help set a group of people on that type of course during your lifetime, then I think you won. Like, that alone is just like, my goodness, what a magnificent feat to accomplish, right? But for your man, they ain't not even thinking about that, bro. You don't try to rationalize crazy either. Don't try to even try to get into the mindset of your man, because you're gonna fall somewhere and might not be able to recover. You're gonna end up somewhere deep in the recesses of nowhere and be lost and won't be able to get yourself back. I'm telling you, you better have a cord like you climbing a mountain, a harness. If you want to go into the recesses of that guy's mind, good luck. Good luck. You're gonna come back the opposite of Moses coming back from Mount Timothy. I'm telling you, man, you're not coming back with any commandments. You're coming back with demandments, like demerits. What not to do. Like really what you shouldn't have done is just try to psychoanalyze your man's head and brain. It's not your job, bro. It's not our job, bro. Do the self-destructing, bro. It's sad, man. Sad, bro. Like, let me tell you something, it's like, and for what? What did you do this for? You said glory. You said glory. For somebody who purports to be a billionaire, you got all this money. Think about how much money I have. VCs, we don't need you. Saying, telling people on that interview, VCs, we don't need you. Think about how much money you have and what you can do. Hex didn't need everybody to make it go 10,000x. He gave away the information and people just refuse to see what it is. Throughout all this time, all this information that's out there about himself, he was explaining to the world who he is. Playing you, playing us like an instrument, like a fiddle, like a piano, a bass guitar, Playing us like a video game. He told you who he was. All those videos, all those hours, all those everything. You don't need to hear more to understand, who is this guy? He told you. He left breadcrumbs. Listen, and I said this before, let a person talk enough about, let a person let them keep talking. Let them keep talking. Pretty soon they will reveal to you who they are. If you've been listening to me, I know I've revealed to you on some level who I am versus when I started streaming until now. You should have somewhat of an idea because I've talked for years. So the same thing applies to me as well. Let somebody talk on the internet for a long time. They share, they begin to tell the world who they are. Good, bad, ugly, everything. Because you keep talking, and especially a person like him who who has no other, nothing else going for him but to get on the internet on some level to try to draw the attention, to try to get you to say something about him, to look at him, to basically watch him. Whether it's him posting, whether it's previous videos, or whatever, he wants everything to be about him. That's a psychological thing going on right there, y'all. But again, we're not trying to, psychoanalyze his brain. I'm not here for that. I'm just telling you there's certain things that are happening. It's just like par for the course. When you issuing tweets about how it's good to block people, and hey, son, you blocking yourself from the world. There's nobody cares. You already disappeared at running and hiding and you're scared. It's clear. Stop dressing it up like it's something else. It's already clear. And then you'll say something like, good people in the community it's sad to see good people who were once good in the community and cool, they had to end up sucking. And the way he talks, suctitude, and there's this weird verbiage, quirky and bizarre and strange. Now it's not even about naysayers and non-believers. It's about you going after former community people or community members who you identified as being cool, who used to do good things in the community or whatever, community members, let's say, that he liked, that who have disappeared, not to him blocking, right? Or maybe it's because he blocked them or whatever, but he identified them as community members who have disappeared, who were once good or whatever. However he framed it and phrased it, and puts it on the community members that disappeared. They disappeared because they sucked. They were bad people. They realized that, and so they just left. If a group of people start removing themselves from a situation that you're the head of, a group of people start to take a step back, or as he calls it, disappear, do you blame all of them? I'll take it a step further, because he went after, like, I thought about some good people that I don't see speak anymore, like good people, like, you could tell, like, I don't know them, but they give a good vibe through the internet, a good vibe, right? Good vibe. They used to stream. Yes, you know how many streamers that used to stream that you got a good vibe from, that you wouldn't mind seeing them stream maybe one more time? Not just RH, not him. I don't even, listen, man, that guy. I'm talking about, other community members who supported him, who don't stream anymore. Wouldn't you like to, you're like, oh yeah, what happened to so and so and so? Yeah. And now you got a post from this guy, like, basically insulting. RH is insulting those people. Richard Hart, if you notice, whatever, it could be trolls, it could be haters, it could be people who you thought were good people. If the people stop fucking with you, at some point, it's because you're the problem. You see what I mean? Like, you find this in life, people. Hey, let's we grown here. You find this in life. You know somebody, and you're just not connecting, like something's just a little off. You leave them alone. And then when a lot of people are doing the same thing that you've done, and let's say you do not communicate with everyone else, what does that tell you? 10 people who don't communicate with the 11th person, because the 11th person knows all 10, and one by one, they just start removing themselves from a situation, and you don't even communicate among one another. Then the 11th person is standing by themselves. They're at one. What's the common denominator in all that? That one person. You the guy that got a problem. But because he's so disconnected to whatever reason, again, we're not breaking down his mental, whatever. It's not a psychoanalytical piece on your man's brain and mind. If everyone leaves you alone, in his head, it's everyone's fault, not his. In his head, it's everyone else who has a problem, not him. If everyone else, it's everyone else to blame. He is absolved. That's what you're dealing with here. So the message is, how effective has that messaging been, where, a couple times recently he would say things like, yo, anybody who has nothing good to say, just block them. How effective has that really been? Because people are looking, they're like, I'm looking at it, I'm not saying this is the type of time you on. You blocking people? You were Mr. Freedom of Speech. And we look at how he spins it. He's a spin master. He spins the narrative and the storyline, just turns it around very well. Like he, Drado, top. Where's your string in the top? You just put the string around the top and then you pull the string on top. Thing just spinning. Spin master, like a wheel, just spinning. What happened to freedom of speech? Oh, but the spin is, you could freely talk. You could practice freedom of speech, just not in front of my lawn or backyard or whatever not in your mental prison. There's an entire world that exists outside of us constantly, that has existed, right, before we were even born. So for us to now come to the world and believe that the world needs to bow down to any one of us, that is a mental flaw. We're not trying to break him down, though, mentally. We're not going into any type of psychoanalytical study with him. Absolutely not. I'll leave that for somebody else to do if they care. But think about it. To say and exclaim and beat your bird chest talking about you the best thing in crypto since sliced bread. Bruh. Really? Come on, bro. And again, you think everybody's wrong for everybody, but you see how ineffective that is now? The whole thing about ghosts to trolls, because this is the thing. When you try to silence people, the truth, right? Because you're silencing an effort because you want to avoid answering and owning up, right, to your mistakes, right? Because clearly there's been mistakes. The people who don't think that there's been mistakes, they've just become completely warped. They're gone. Brainwashed is an understatement. Them people, they just forget it. You can't even reach them no more. And if you have the patience to, that's your business. But I'm not even talking to the brainwashed, because they're brainwashed. The ones that believe that he's still the man and he got it and he got it all figured out and he's done nothing wrong, completely gone. Those are his minions, the diehard believers. You're going to have them in any situation. Even the wickedest person on earth has supporters. That's that, right? And I don't believe RH is the wickedest person on earth. I'm just making, a reference to help you understand. In the spectrum of life, the worst of the worst can have supporters. I've seen people write letters to folks who are on death row, love letters and all that, trying to marry a serial murderer, killer, the wickedest of the... Come on, bro. Anyway, let me tell you, these people, in other words, come on, this guy, it is what it is. Folks, he's trying to evade, avoid, maybe even use an analogy. I don't work for you. So who does he have to really answer to? And say, look, I beat the SEC. Who are you for me to answer these contradictions that I've made, these mistakes, right? The hypocrisy that he's presented. He's not going to answer those questions, because it's not about that. It's too deep. It's too gut-wrenching. And it's not a person he believes in his mind, because he hasn't done it already, right? Like real talk. For example, you promoted P. Dye, and now it's a totally different story. You promoted the world's largest airdrops, and then you shat on your own airdrops, talking about they're worthless. This is documented. It's not something that I'm just guessing. It's all documented. It's so ridiculous. It's really so ridiculous that people, even a while ago, one of the members of the community openly declared and said they don't even believe he has ownership of his own account on Twitter. Because it's just clearly a clear 180% degree turn, difference, change, switched up altogether. I mean, folks, it is what it is. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we got going on. And so you want to evade, avoid, hide, and run away from your own effing community. Forget about whatever smoke you got with world police. Nobody, listen. That's your business. You handle your business accordingly. You made your bed. You need to lie and handle that. I'm not blaming the world for struggles I have to deal with every day. Forget about all that. But he doesn't even have the temerity right? The fortitude, the sensibility to at least connect with the same people you asking to work for you, the community. He doesn't even have. He just has the audacity to tell you that you're an idiot, right? That community members that were once good disappeared because they sucked. This is what he's saying. What they call, quote unquote, what? Gaslight. That's his attempt to what? Beat you into submission. This is your attempt to beat somebody into submission. This is, to be a slave, to go do what? Spread a good word. The dude is self-destructing. This is the thing that you're a part of. This is whole. Folks are putting money onto this because of this. This is the whole behind the scenes that's just murky and it's just trashy. It's nasty work over here right now, y'all. Nasty work. And then we'll tell you, oh, in 1 or 2 months you'll understand. You know, people already caught you saying under 2 months 2 weeks ago. Give or take. You don't think people are just so astute? They pay attention and hold on to every word. They got that calendar marked from when you said under 2 months 2 weeks ago. And now today you want to put something out 1 to 2 months as if now you reset the clock. Motherfucker, we don't believe you. You need more people. Show and prove. All you giving is hot air. It's just absolute rhetoric. Empty words. Period. Like you're doing more harm than good at this point. It's like, yo, you want to talk about blocking people, you need to block yourself. Because you're doing a great job. The more people you block is the more you alienate yourself from everybody. And maybe that's something he wants. Who knows? But a lot of y'all that are unwilling to really be fair and balanced with yourself, forget about the situation, but fair and balanced with yourself, instead of just thinking things are just one way all the time, especially with his way. Clearly, he doesn't even believe in his narrative because he's presented nothing but contradiction, going against what he used to talk about. So you want to carry on and believe him and his rhetoric, empty rhetoric? He changed, he pivoted, he switched up. So you putting yourself at a disservice, continue to believe that whatever he used to talk about, he's about today. Because it's changed. But you guys, some of you are too blind to see it. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. How in good faith, and I'm going to keep saying it, how in good faith today, after this one keeps talking about, you know, people need to work, you need to work what? Work for themselves to improve their quality of life, but what? Work to bring people, recruit people, persuade people, sell people on the idea about some fork of Ethereum that they need to buy your nondescript project, your nondescript coins. Why? Why? Explain to them why they need to buy Hex. Explain to them. Explain to people how you're gonna now fix your face in good faith and your conscience. Because some of us, we have a soul, right? We're not empty vessels out here. You know, I like to believe that we're spiritual people living a physical human existence. You know, we have a conscience, huh? Not a sociopath. Like, I'm not a narcissist, right? Not some kind of psychopath, void of emotion, void of a conscience. So how in good faith am I going to look someone dead in the eye and tell them about some 38% APY today for Hex? This man doesn't even care enough to even change the ad, or even issue a notice, issue a sounding board. Like, but you would talk about something about, you know, your urination streams doubling up. This is how just he detracts from what's real. But we're not delving into the mind of the mania of said individual. You understand? takes away, doesn't focus on what matters, focuses on everything else. And then when he is feeling a little emotional, you can see the tears. You can see the tears flow through his Twitter posts. Because as much as you saying people are crying, what is it that you're doing when you're complaining about the people or what you perceived as the people who are crying? A lot of people are calling you out on your contradictions, but that's never going to be addressed because he's not holding himself to task. And his believers and minions aren't holding himself to task either. So there lies a small problem of a larger problem, to where I believe due to self-destructing. And he's doing a great job at it. Keep blocking. Keep listening to him and blocking voices. You want to do that? You think that's helping you? The same way they will say, why are you fudding the bags? Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like this? Are you okay? Yeah, here's a tissue. Stop crying. You're crying like a little bitch. What's wrong with you? You know there's no crying in the casino. Huh? You're a pleb. Why don't you go get a job? Hmm? You know it's not Richard's fault. Why don't you just separate him from the code? You blaming everything on him. Are you not going to take personal responsibility? You see, people try to bring that rules as far as oh, you fudding the bags and things. Do you think his behavior is helping to pump the bags? You don't call what he's doing, his version, right, impeding price performance? I understand macro, and everybody want to connect to some macro and use that also as a lifeline to explain away the shenanigans taking place on Pulse. That's under the power and control of one person. Yes, you can verify. You couldn't verify anything now. Nobody can verify you have crypto unless you open your mouth and show it, really. You got to show and prove. Everybody got to show and prove. But let's not play this game. Let's not act like the majority of people, if not all, had expectations, huh? Just like everybody, we know and don't understand and pretend like you know and understand. You want to play this magical brain entangling, tongue twisting, foolish game. This magic bullcrap nonsense. Your man got 90% control out of the whole situation. And he's issuing these messages, and what good has it done for the chain? Oh no, but listen, the message 2 weeks or so ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago was, hey, hang in there. Under 2 months. So you're already putting out another thing. It used to be 2 weeks. Remember that became a meme? 2 more weeks? Now it's under 2 months. Under 2 months. Under 2 months what? The whole thing with how we test language, verbiage, and avoiding scrutiny and trying to get in trouble and don't want to be held accountable for what you say goes out the window because now it's under 2 months. And under 2 months, you will understand why I've been hiding. In under 2 months, you will understand that you were wrong and I was right. And I'm better. In under 2 months, you're going to see why I still don't work for you. And it's not your money. Under 2 months. Under 2 months, forward-moving price statements. In under 2 months, I can do something that could lead to me giving you forward-moving price statements. When people fools, you think everyone's an idiot. Like he says, that's what he believes. He's the only one that knows blockchain versus everybody else. And who's he talking to? You think everybody's listening to him? How much? Look at his follower count on Twitter. Think about this. Look at this man's follower count on Twitter. Has it moved a yard since the two-year launch of the fork of Ethereum? Has it moved any? Huh? You won your case. Did you even crack 500,000 subscribers? Because you want clout. Attention is your currency. That's an internet attention is his drug. That's his fuel. That's what he feeds off of. But has he cracked 500,000? You a big time, big dog founder that people in crypto don't fuck with. Your peers don't fuck with you, but you big dog. Why don't you clown all your other peers? Oh, because I did it. Bring your heroes here to die and your people to thrive. Bring them to your compound of confinement, of mental confinement. Huh? So you could feed them words that they can conceive as perceive or perceive as truth. And if they don't activate their better judgment, they will think that you're giving them nothing but proper nourishment and stimulating their mind mentally to do good work, until they find out that all this good work that you think you're doing to make the world a better place, you're just trying to make yourself a better place. Meanwhile, it's backfiring on you. It's backfiring on you because the walls in his brain have been closing in on him, where he's arguing with himself. So he uses the Twitter platform. Who else he got to argue with? He's arguing with himself. You arguing with people who you'll never meet in the world. You arguing with yourself. But we're not going to delve into the mind of RH. That's not what we're doing over here. We got better things to do. We leave that for the psychiatrists and psychologists. Leave that for the doctors, the professionals. I'm not that. Not that. But in his part of his campaign recently, because he can't take the feedback. What they call, he's talking control. You want to gaslight, right? You want to stir some stuff up. You want to rally your minions, who you're not even really respecting. Because if it was like that, you would issue, some kind of roll call and make something happen. Meanwhile, it's not. Your arms are too short to box with God, and your efforts are falling to the floor. It's what it is, people. It is what it is, people. Self-destruction. I heard that back in the late 80s. Yeah. Self-destruction. We're headed for self-destruction. Hey, you're talking about self-implosion. Sad situation too. I'm not making fun of that situation, because you have the gift to do great. You have the gift to do great things, and you misused it because you called yourself trying to deal with some things that you had no business dealing with. And that's tricking the people for your own self-aggrandizement and upliftment. You trick the people. You're tricking the people, consistently tricking the people. And it's funny, no matter how many times you can lie, a million ways, the truth presents itself in one form consistently. And that's the true light. The light you looking for is in the wrong place, sir. Some kind of glory. Your glory is to be relieved of the shackles that you've placed on yourself in your own mind, thinking you're doing something great, chasing some type of whatever fantasy goal, feeding into your ego. You didn't take care of yourself spiritually. You didn't give yourself the proper nourishment, the proper care, the proper development that you needed as a man spiritually. Imagine if you were spiritually astute at this point. Imagine what you've been able to accomplish. But this is a conversation for another day. We could see, those of us who have sight, a certain sight, can see the games you've been playing this whole time, and you're lacking, and it's backfiring, because what you put out, you receive. It is what it is.